Hi, and welcome to your TxRvAdventures instructional video. My name is Brittany, and behind the camera we have Lauren today. We're going to be going over the unit Teddy on the outside. This same video will apply for units Bucky and Susie. They are the exact same. So for today, our model is going to be Teddy, and we're going to show you how to use everything on the outside of this unit. If at any time, please stop, take notes, refer back to this video while you're out on your trip, and ask us if you have any questions at pickup. Before sliding out the units, be sure that you hook up your electrical and your sewer and water first. It is easier to access these storage compartments. All three units are 50 amps. This is a 50 amp bus. Because they have so many air conditionings, they do need to be on 50 only. Any stepping down will reduce the power that you have in the coach. Please let us know if you need to do that. This is all on a hose reel. So this reel, you're going to just pull it out and put it through this slot here, connecting this to your campground. Be sure before you plug this in that the breaker is off at the post. Plug it in and then turn your breaker on to have power into the motorhome. Before unplugging your 50 amp power, be sure to have all of your air conditionings in the off position. Then turn the breaker off and then unplug. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and start up your generator and turn the air conditionings back on while you're in travel if you'd like. There is a hose reel that will bring it up, and the button is going to be on the side because when you extend this about 20 feet, it's going to be a little bit harder. So you've got that there. Next, we're going to move one compartment over, and we're going to go into our wet bay. All three motorhomes have the same setup. First, we're going to talk about the water. This is your water hose, and it does have a cap on it. We have a regulator to reduce the water pressure at a campground. All of our units do have the instant hot water heater. Sometimes they do not work if you've got really low pressure at a campground. So you may want to remove the regulator or fill your freshwater holding tank. And once you're full, you can run on your pump. It provides the strongest pressure. So this is just in case you're not seeing any activity on your hot water heater. Just remove the restriction of flow. Okay, so this has the hose reel that will also go right through the center here. And then you've got a hose reel that will bring that hose back in. When you get to your campground, make sure that you do connect this to the water fixture, turn it on, and this will provide water into the coach as a steady stream as you open the valves inside, like the fixtures. If you need to fill this freshwater holding tank, the freshwater capacity is a 91 gallon capacity. And these knobs here are like check valves inside the coach. So this tells the water where to go. When you are parked up at city water, you want to make sure that both of these handles are pointing outwards. This will be when you're parked and you're stationary. If you want to fill the water, keep the water hose connected, and you're going to prop this one in the down position, and this will start to fill water into your holding tank. Once it's full, it will drip on the other side. There is a low point, and if that water starts coming out the bottom, make sure that you cut it off. That means your tank is full. It has an overflow. Always stay with the RV when you are in tank fill mode. We don't want to leave it unattended. Once it's full, put yourself back like this. This is going to be for dry camping. Anytime you want to use that water pump to go to the restroom while you're in travel and use the holding tank water, we need to be in dry camping. So if you leave the campsite and you happen to forget to put it on, the water pump will not work. So we want to make sure we get it back like this. Right here, you've got some hoses, so you can rinse off all of your stuff, maybe dogs, shoes, and then rinse off your hoses. You have the filter. There is an inline filter here, as well as a filter for the refrigerators. Next, we're going to get to the sewer. In your storage compartment, you are going to have a hose that's going to be in a black bag that has something that'll look just like this. You want to always make sure that you do have a gasket on it. Removing the safety cap, giving it a quarter of a turn, and then this will connect to this pipe, and the other side will connect to the RV park or a dump station. Once you're fully hooked up, then we can start opening some of these valves. The gray valve is going to be for your gray water, which is your sink, your shower. If you have a washing machine or a dishwasher, you want to be sure that this valve is open at all times while you're using those items. We suggest that you leave this valve open while you are parked and sitting still. Water will just drain right out and into your dump station. When you notice that your black water tank is full, we want to wait till it's full, close the gray. We want one valve open at a time. Then this gray handle here, give it a pull towards you. Or I'm sorry, the black handle here, give it a pull towards you, and that is going to be for your sewer water. So this is going to be toilet only. We want to make sure that we only use rapid dissolving toilet paper, and that when we dump this, that we want to make sure it's pretty full. We want a lot of pressure behind the dump, and we want to make sure that we grab all the toilet paper and it has time to break down the paper that's in the tank. Once you've dumped this, close it, go back inside the bus, put your foot on the pedals, and add a little bit of water and dish soap back into this black tank. And as you drive, it swishes it around and cleans the tank. Before you return back to us, please be sure that you dump both tanks and that they are empty on return. Above each one of our slide outs, we do have slide toppers. These are going to come out when the slides are out. So these are not awnings. What happens is when this slides out, this protects it from rain as well as any debris from getting into the bus. So these will slide out when you slide these out. The first compartment, we've got our hydraulics. So this is your hydraulic fluid. We will check all these fluids before pickup. We have generator oil. This is spare for if you're on very long trips. Next is windshield wiper fluid. In case you need to fill this up, again, we will fill it before pickup. On the back wall, we have our 100 amp breaker. So that's going to be right here. So if this breaker needs to be reset, you're going to notice that, I'm going to push it out, that the yellow will be like this, and you'll have a little yellow tab. If we ask you to come out and look for that breaker, it's going to look something like this, and we want you to flip it back in and just do a reset on it. Your hood latch is in this far corner. Just give it a pull, and that will release the clip for the hood so that you can check generator oil and get to your generator. Your diesel generator is located just underneath the hood, and we've got some features here. We've got a start-stop button, as well as you can start and stop this from the dash, as well as in the hallway on the main control panel. We've got our time clock here that tells you how many hours are being used. We'll read this at pickup and again at drop off. Lets us know how many hours you've been running the generator. So you can come out here and take a look. Next, we've got our oil and our coolant levels. We do check these before you leave, and we provide extra oil for you as well if you're on a longer trip. They will shut off if you do have low oil levels. The next big one here is the breaker. So if this generator does kick on, but you're not having any power being produced to your televisions or your air conditioning units, likely this breaker has tripped. And what makes this breaker trip is if you stop the generator with the appliances still on, and the next time you go to start this generator, it'll have too much of a load on it, and it'll trip it. So you want to come back out here and put it back on. So again, remember turning all of the major appliances off, then stopping the generator, or turning all the appliances off before you unplug the coach. Very important. You've got your 100-gallon tank. This is for diesel only. There is another way to fill it on the other side, but they are one shared tank. So this is just a Y feeding into this 100-gallon tank. This tank is going to be for your engine as well as your generator. Because this unit does not have any propane, they have an aqua hot system. This is going to heat the hot water on electricity or burning diesel. This unit sleeps 8, but if you are going to be in the model of Susie, that unit is going to sleep 6. So whichever unit you have, you'll check the number of people it sleeps, and that's how many camp chairs will be provided in these storage compartments. And they do slide, so if you had coolers or, you know, other outside stuff, you could get to that pretty easy. Next is another storage compartment. This is where your power cable was located. Your sewer hose is going to be in the black bag. All of our diesel pushers do have sidewinders, and these are septic supports that look like this. And they are going to stabilize the hose when you're set up at your campsite so that it has a gradual slope. All of our diesels do take DEF, and we're going to show you where that goes in just a moment. This is a spare box to use just in case of emergency. We keep a spare on board. And as you can see, lots of space here for, you can even fit bikes here, fishing poles, a lot of pass-through space. This is your water compartment. We're just going to go over it one more time. Water compartment here. You do have docking lights on these units. So on each side, you'll have lights as well as here. So if you get to your campground that's late at night, you will be able to see when you're doing your hookups. This is our DEF tank. This is displayed how much on this meter here, how much DEF is in this unit, as well as on the dash, you will be able to see how much DEF you have. Please be sure this is filled before you return back to us. And in our far last compartment here, we have all of our batteries. This diesel pusher is 43 feet long and 13 feet tall with a tow capacity of 15,000 pounds. We do allow towing on our vehicles, and this is a standard 2-inch hitch receiver. We rent bike racks as well as we do golf carts. If you need to bring your own, just let us know and we'll unlock the hitch for you. To check any of the oils is going to be back here, oils as well as coolant. Our team does this before you pick up. We do a full maintenance check, but if you're on a longer trip, we may ask you to come back here to check some things. The ladder is just for maintenance. Please no sitting or standing up on the roof. You may notice that it's very slippery up there because water will drain to the lowest point on the motor home. This is condensation, totally normal. It's for your air conditioning. This is your exhaust in the back. You have a rear backup camera as well as 2 lights back there that'll be for your docking lights when you get into reverse. If you are going to be at a campground very late, this will help illuminate the area behind you so you can see. We suggest that you turn very wide on these units. The turning radius, give it a lot of room. We see the most damage to our coaches at the back of the bus here. We suggest getting gas at truck stops or somewhere that you have a lot of room to fit 43 feet. They are full body paint, so staying away from trees in your neighborhoods is where we see a lot of that damage. So kind of plan your route before you pick it up and maybe do like a test drive in your car to make sure you have good clearance. In this compartment, we're going to have some of our coolant. Lauren's going to bring you in here to a pretty important area. This is pretty much the main brains to the motorhome. This is going to have some of our resettables right here. So these have, they're labeled as to what they are inside. If something isn't working inside, we'll ask you to come out here and reset these. This is for your solar that's on the bus. And up on top here, behind this is going to be your inverter. There shouldn't be any need to get into this compartment unless you're having any kind of issue. Please give us a call and one of our trained technicians will help you go through this part of the bus. Next, you have more of your docking lights. This is a view of your freshwater holding tank. You can manually fill the water on this side of the bus as well. Taking this cap off, bringing a hose over here and sticking it inside, again, staying with it. And this will show you how much water you have in this tank. outside storage as well as our cushions. This may be for the dinette table. On the left side of the wall, we have plugs. So this will be if you want to bring something that you want to charge outside here and store something in here, this is a great place to do it. Again, this can open on both sides. Just above that, you've got the television and sound bar. This is a Bluetooth sound bar, and this television will work with all the other ones as well inside that will provide local TV channels to you. The ones on the inside are as well smart TVs. This is perfect for tailgating. This unit has a really large awning. As you can see, it is floating here, so if it's really windy, you want to make sure that you bring it in if you go to bed at night, or if you're not with the coach, please bring it in. These do have wind sensors for this awning, and so if it's got a light wind, it may retract on you if you try to keep pulling it back out. So that can happen. There is a sensor, but please do not rely on the sensors. If you notice that a storm might be brewing, bring that thing back in. These do have light strips at the very end, so even if you don't have the awning in the out position and it's inside touching the bus right here, you'll still have outside light to the coach on both awnings. This is your door awning, and both of these are operated just inside the door right here. There will be switches to bring them in and out. Again, your fuel tank for the diesel. This is your entry light. You've got a small light that'll shine down so it's illuminated while you're getting in and out of the bus. These steps do operate with the engine as well as we can lock them out. So we're going to go over this. This is for if the engine does kick on, these steps are automatically going to come back in. So they will never allow you to drive with them in the out position. But if you want to lock them down while you get set up at your campsite, there is a button on the inside that will be for your steps, and that will make these stay down every time this door opens and closes. We want to lock them in the down position because you do not want to step on them while they're in motion. Moving around to the front, there are cameras on both of our mirrors here, so you'll have blind spot cameras that run down the side of the bus, giving you great visibility, as well as the camera in the rear. That is optional to turn on and leave on and watch yourself while you are towing. So if you're towing a car or our golf carts, you'll be able to see those as well. All of our units do have easy tag capability, so we've got tags on these. You are welcome to go through the tolls here in the state of Texas. If you travel outside of Texas, please stop and pay those separately. Next, we're going to take a look at our tires. All of our tires do have an internal system that links them to the dash. So it will tell you in real time what the pressures are on all of the tires. There are 2 in the front and there are 6 in the rear. So we're going to go to the back here and show you our tag axle. This first one here is a set of 2, and then you have a rear tire. This has just a single one in the back, and the display will tell you the pressures of all of them. Now, it's important to kind of note that this here is to support the weight that is holding the back half of the coach. So that's really what this extra tire here is for the weight at the rear. So when you are making any kind of tight turns, you'll notice that it will have a tag lift. And what that's going to do is kind of lift up here and get rid of some of the pressure that's on this tire. We do not want to drag these. So if you are coming down to a lower speed, it will automatically tag dump and let out some of that pressure that's holding onto this tire. Or there's a switch on the dash, so you'll have it in auto for most of the time, or you can press tag dump if you're making a tight turn right away. So if you tag dump, that will leave the pressure off of this tire, allowing you to make a tight turn, not dragging the rear tire. At all times while you are traveling at normal driving, no tight turns, please keep this in the auto position at all times. Just between these two tires, Lauren's going to bring you in here. These are your hydraulic jacks. Right now we have them in the down position, but they will look like this. These are self-leveling. There is a button just inside the dash there, and it'll show you how to automatically level the bus. Next, we're going to take a look at the inside of the bus. Next, we're going to go over the front cab on these motorhomes. They are keyless, so you've got a key fob. Please make sure this is close to you when attempting to start it. You want to make sure your foot is not onto the brake and only pressing and holding, putting this vehicle in auxiliary mode. Diesel engines do have glow plugs, so it's important to let these properly warm up before starting the vehicle. We would say hold it for about 30 seconds up to a minute. We have been holding ours for a while, so we're going to let it go and go ahead and turn over this engine. Press and hold down on the brake and press and hold start. This is a very quiet start because the engine is in the back of the vehicle. We've got our gas pedal, brake. The pedal to the left here is going to be the adjustment for the steering wheel for easy entrance. Diesel engines do not have a park setting. They only have a parking brake. So this yellow knob here is how you're going to set your parking brake. You pull it towards you to apply the brake, and you push it in to release the air brake here. And we've got to have our foot onto the brake anytime that we're doing that. So put your foot on the brake on the right, and then push or pull to set this parking brake. Next, we're going to go over the gear shift controls. Right now we're in neutral, and we have our parking brake set right now. Anytime that you're ready to set the parking brake or release it, the vehicle does need to be in neutral. After you've released your parking brake, you can go ahead and change it from drive or into reverse by toggling up or down. We've got an engine brake. When it's in the up position, it is all the way off, but you can shift slightly to be to low, medium, or high. This is used only when you're going down a very steep incline to use the engine for braking. You'll see it on the dash. I'm going to put one on. In the top corner, it'll tell you that you do have it on, and this is in low mode right now. So I'm going to turn it off. Right here on the steering wheel, we've got some of our controls for calling, as well as setting your cruise control. This will be to toggling through any of your settings, your gas mileage, things like that. On the left is your turn signals, your windshield wiper speed, and then pushing in will dispense the water and the fluid. On the left side here, on the driver's area, we have our right and left mirror controls, heated mirrors. So when this is up and this light is illuminated, they're heating. You have an auxiliary start. This jumps the back batteries and helps use the back batteries to jump the front of the bus. They're almost like internal jumper cables. We've got a cab light. This is just above the driver's seat. Service light and docking lights, these are outside. This will only be on when the engine is on, so you can't put your docking lights on if you don't have the engine on. Next, you've got your dash fans. Again, this works when the engine is on. And this is for your horn. So when it's back, it's on city, which sounds like that. And then when you flip it forward into air horn, this will be for when you're on highway. Next and most important that's going to be on this symbol here is going to be for the tag dump. So the tag dump is, if you have it pointing straight up, that means that it's in auto right now. So it's actually right there, auto. If you flip it back, that means it's off, and push it forward just really quickly, bing, that's going to engage it really fast. So if you're making a really tight turn, you want to tag dump and then go right back into auto. So the whole time this vehicle should be in auto to know when it gets to a low speed, it will gradually lift up that tag and allow you to turn really nicely. With the engine in the on position, you want to turn on your jacks. It's important to set these first before you slide out. So with the engine on and parking brake set, ours are already in the down position and the green symbol is on, which means we do have our jacks down and we are level. But when you get to your campsite, you're going to turn this on and you're going to press and hold for 3 seconds, auto. And these will go through a function of them going up and down and kind of leveling themselves out. Be sure to stay really still when this is happening, and you'll get a green light in the center knowing you're good to go and that it's safe to slide out. When you're ready to leave, slide all your slide-ins first, bring them in. Your jacks will show that they are down. And when you're ready to pull them up, press and hold, retract all jacks for 3 seconds. Make sure that you check that they are visibly up before leaving the campground, and then turn your panel in the off position. On the dash, we have a digital view of the speedometer, as well as right here. It tells us that our parking brake is set right now, and this is your RPMs. You've got the oil pressure, as well as these two right here are your airbags, 1 and 2. So right now we're not seeing any alarms going off on the dash, but if these are not high enough, the dash will alarm. Just give it about a minute to bring the pressure back into those airbags. It's totally normal that it will alarm. If it's taking a little bit longer, keep the engine on. You could put your foot on the gas, rev it lightly, and that should bring these back up pretty quickly, and that way you're ready to start the trip again. You've got your fuel level for your diesel here, and then just below it, the far line here will go all the way to the right, and this is for your DEF. So you've got diesel and then your DEF. To the left of the dash, we've got our lights and our USBs. The hazards are on the right side. This controls the air conditioning to the front of the bus. So you've got your AC here. Just below that, we've got USBs, some other outlets here, and then you've got some controls down below. So we've got a light. This is for just below us here. This is for, they call it a map light, but it lights below here. It's really nice at night. You have your luggage lock, so if you want to lock all your doors or unlock everything. There is a night shade, and that is this larger shade up at the front. And then you have a sunshade as well. So this is for during the day while you're driving, you could drop the sunshade. And you have your generator start and stop. So for these are a diesel engine. You want to make sure that you press and hold for a solid 30 seconds up to a minute. They are self-priming. This light will flash. When it goes solid, you know that the generator is on. Once it's on, you can go ahead and start the air conditionings up. This is your subs level. This is for the base of the stereo system. We've got our controls here. This is for your map, your radio, as well as viewing your cameras. So right now I'm on the home screen. I just pressed home, and I can get to view my maps. Here, that's nice. So we're just off of 45. You can see it's pretty accurate here where we're at. Then we've got the Fusion system. This is going to be for the music. Bluetooth throughout the whole coach. And you can select what zone you want it in and things like that. There's some other settings to inside and outside of the vehicle. We have our main controls. This is going to show you that your generator is running right now. You can start and stop it here. You can turn on your main lights throughout the whole coach or turn everything off. So this is kind of like the back controls that we have. We're going to go over. This is a smaller version of that, giving just a few things that you can do, telling you your battery levels, telling you the AC temps, all of that kind of stuff, fan speed. This tells you your levels of your freshwater tank, your black, your gray, turning on some of the other features. So we've got, this is for your front AC, clicking into mid and rear, press and hold, and this will tell you what the temperature is in each zone, as well as pressing and holding what's in the bay, which is really cool. So that's underneath the coach. So in cool weather, it'll tell you what the temperature is down below. So if it gets really cold, like below freezing, it'll heat that underbelly as well, so it'll tell you your bay temperatures. Cup holders down below. Next, we're going to go over the control panels by the entry steps. Just inside the entry door, we've got a couple control panels here. This is going to be for your awnings. Be sure that the engine is in the off position before attempting to bring them in or out. This is for the door just outside where we're standing here and extending and retracting. And then this one is for your patio. To extend it, just press once and it will continue to go out. Retracting, press and hold, and it will come in. If you'd like, you can control this large slide out that is on the passenger side from right here. So you can just press and hold to bring them in or extend, being able to watch yourself down the passenger side to make sure that you don't hit anything with the slide outs when they're moving out. This slide can also be controlled by the main panel in the hallway. These are quick accesses to be able to turn on the lights for the kitchen, living room, your cargo lights, and your awning. Service is for when you're hooking up. And then this is a master switch to turn everything in the bus off or turn everything on when you first come in. We have an awning light, and then you've got your ground lights. This is for underneath the bus. It illuminates it with like LED lights. You have your step for when you're entering this coach. It's extended, and then you have the auto. So when it's in auto, it'll come in and out every time you open and close that door. We want to leave it in the extended mode. That'll lock it down, and when the engine starts, they will come up automatically. Just below that, we've got the house battery off and on. We want to leave this in the on position. And then we've got a step cover. So it's in the down position right now, and we're going to show you what it looks like when you bring it up. So press and hold. And this will raise, giving you almost a faux floor. It's really nice for kids or pets. And it's especially nice when this passenger here wants to get up and move around while the bus is in motion. It also allows them to press on the side here to extend the footrest so that they can relax while the person's driving. This can also come out when you swivel the chair around to face the living room. Both of these seats do turn around to make for 2 more spaces to sit in the living room. You've got your controls to move the seats up or down or to tilt. And then this button here is how you swivel and rotate, allowing you to have 2 more seats in your living room area. The main control panel is located midway down the bus in the hall. Right now, we're going to press the home and be on the home screen. This gives you a quick glance at your lights off and on, another way to turn your master lights off. The Fusion, this is for your radio, adjusting your zones, adding Bluetooth, FM, playing this radio or Bluetooth throughout the whole bus. your tank levels, your freshwater holding tank, your gray, and your black. Making sure before you turn the water pump on that you do have water in your holding tank. Press this button and this will allow you to have water in the bus when you are not connected to a city water fixture. Turn it off once you get connected to city water. You have your aqua hot burner or electric using the aqua hot. So this is for the hot water. So you just press it and the light will turn green. Be sure to turn these off when you're driving or when you're ready to unplug the coach. Make sure everything is in the off position. Checking your battery levels and a quick view of what your thermostats are doing. Next are your lights. You can turn them off altogether or individually turn them off. Any one that has an arrow up and down, you press and hold, and this will dim the lights. And then if you want to bring them back up, press and hold again. So each one of these is dimmable. You can start and stop your generator from here. It'll tell you an exact read of how many hours are on this generator. So at this moment, there's 89 hours on it. We're going to read this when you pick up the motorhome and again when you return it. You've got your inverter button here. Right now, we are having the inverter on pass-through because we're running the generator. But if the generator is off, to use the refrigerator and some of your other small appliances, we're going to want that inverter to be in the on position. Next, you've got your thermostats. I'm going to start you by clicking the rear. There are 3 ACs and 3 zones to this coach. So in the rear, I've got my AC on cool and auto. We have a heat pump setting, and that is for if it's like, let's say 50s or 60s and you just want to take the chill off. This will use the, coming from the top, it's going to use the electricity. And then the aqua hot is for the furnace, and that is for when it's really, really cold out. That's when we're going to want to switch from heat pump into aqua hot. You can control the middle and then the front. So the middle is the only one that does not have an aqua hot. It only has a heat pump. So the 2 in the front and the rear are the ones with the aqua hot furnaces. When you see this snowflake, that means that you do have the AC in the on position and that it's cooling. Next, we're going to go down one more. We're going to get a caution symbol. This is going to tell us, please be sure your jacks are down before sliding out, and you're going to confirm that they are down. On the right, it's going to have us a lock and an unlock symbols, and that's going to tell us what is locked and what's not. So we want everything to be in the unlocked position to be able to move these slides. So right now we only have the parking brake set, but we don't have our engine on at the moment right now. So we would need to fire up the engine in order for us to slide these slides out. I'm going to press them. They're not going to move because I don't have my engine on, but you're going to want to make sure your engine's on when you do this. Extend, press and hold, or retract. Okay, and they're color coded. So this is going to be in the kitchen area. Your largest slide out is the purple, and your bedroom is the green. For the bedroom, you want to make sure the bed is in the upright position, and it will prompt you to say yes or no, it's not. So we're going to say yes because our bed is in the stored position right now, and then we're able to retract it and bring it back in. You can also control the awnings from here as well. Just below that are the fans for the bathroom, turning them on and raising and lowering them, as well as in the kitchen. The breaker box is located in the hallway to the right of the bathroom. This piece of wood is just a faux piece that you'll drop down, and then your breaker box will be located inside. This is where you're going to have some of your main breakers here, as well as for your washing machine, your cooktop, and some of your air conditionings. We suggest if you're having any issues with the coach that you come here first, check these breakers, as well as check the breaker on your campsite. Sometimes you may need to reset that breaker, as well as if you're using the generator, check the breakers on the generator if you're having any issues there, or give us a call. This RV sleeps 8 people, and in the living room, we can sleep 2 in the upper bed and 2 at the dinette. So we're going to show you how to drop this first. Both seats need to be tilted back just a little bit, and the engine in the off position. Making sure the key is in the on position, we're going to press the down arrow and hold it. And this will lower it down, and there is a ladder in the closet in the master bedroom that you will attach onto here. And then this is a queen size bed. The dinette does turn into a sleeping space as well. To make this into a bed, you're going to lift on each side of the dinette, making sure you have clearance, removing the trash can, and there is this little lever underneath here, making sure this is switched all the way down, and then you should be able to shimmy this into the down position, resting on this bench here. Then you can put the seats right back. There are 4 seat belts on this dinette. 2 are here and 2 are on the back. These would be where you put car seats, and they do have the anchors for here and here. So you could put 2 car seats on this dinette. In our Model Teddy, this unit does have reclining seats. To recline them, there's a lever on the side. This feature is only accessible when the vehicle is stopped and you're slid fully out. They will not extend when you're driving and everything is slid in. Just give them a kick and push them back in. You've got tons of storage here, and this is where your remotes will be when you pick up the RV for all of the TVs, DVD players. There are sunshades and then privacy shades. So we suggest bringing the privacy shades down during the hottest part of the day to help keep this RV as cool as possible. You have cabinets up top for lots of storage. Next, we're going to go into the kitchen. Our kitchens come fully stocked. For a list of everything that's included, please visit the website. We have our microwave. This also doubles as the oven. Just below that, you can remove these. These will store underneath the sink. These are the covers for the induction cooktop. Our pots and pans are induction only. And I'm going to show you what one of them looks like. It will look like this, and they have these magnets on them. So you're going to want to turn on the cooktop and place it directly in the center. And then you'll be able to select the heat and the temperature that you want. And if it's at least a little bit off center in any way, it will stop. So like if I remove it, it'll give me this error. So if you do see an error on it, it's telling you, hey, it's not making great contact. So please be sure to check this and then turn it off when you're all finished. Just below that, we've got the utensil drawer. And in this specific model, we do have a dishwasher. This is a great feature. Please use this. And when you're ready to wash your dishes, we have the soap for it as well. And then we want to make sure our gray tank is in the open position so that all of this water will just drain right out. So while you're set up at the campground, go ahead and use this. Make sure the gray is in the open. Up top here, we have a power tower, some extra storage space, and plenty of outlets. A double sink. And then this is where you're going to put all of the boards when you're not using them. This is where they'll store. And then these all have locks. So unlock it. This will pull towards you. Really big. We have the coffee maker, toaster, and then all of the cleaning supplies as well as for the dishwasher. These RVs have residential refrigerators and there is a safety lock. So while you are in travel, please lock it. Then you can unlock. 2 doors with an ice machine. This will run on the inverter as well as generator. So when you are not plugged in, this refrigerator will be running on your inverter unless you turn your generator on. You know that you have power to the fridge when you have the lights to the fridge on. These will come to you cool at pickup, ready to put all of your food inside. On both sides, we've got the cabinets. And these also, again, have the locks. And they pull towards you. This would be your pantry space. And this exact setup is on the left side as well. So double on that side, we've got it. Perfect for big families, tailgating, lots of room. Next, we're going to move into the bunks. These are 6-foot long bunks, and there is a ladder in the closet for this upper bunk. At the very top, they have USBs, outlets, and a place for your tablet. So that's a tablet holder right here. There are lights inside. They have their own window and then a really nice privacy curtain here, right there. There are pretty sturdy doors in this. These are all solid wood, and we've got a divider here as well as to the living room. So this will give the people in the bunks some privacy. You've got a hall closet here, kind of like a broom closet or your coats and some shoes. Moving into the first bathroom, this would probably be where the kids are. They get their own bathroom. I'm going to step inside here, show you the vanity. We do provide RV toilet paper. There is a trash can because we don't want anything that isn't RV toilet paper to go down into these tanks. These only are allowed to have rapid dissolving toilet paper. To flush this toilet, we want to make sure that our water pump is in the on position. And we're going to press and hold down on the foot pedal lightly, allowing that bowl to fill up. These travel with very minimal water in them so they don't slosh around. So once you're done filling the bowl, when you're ready to flush, press and hold. And let the water drain down. Right here we have a GFCI reset. If you are having an issue with your outlets not working, this is where you're going to want to come to reset. The first shower that we're going to go into has a latch here. Pull it towards you, and this has a really big basin at the bottom and really tall. So I'm going to stand in it. I'm 5'4" for reference, and this has a lot of headroom, so perfect for adults too. The master bedroom has a tilt-a-bed, and right now we are in the up position, allowing you to watch TV while you're sitting up or maybe read. It's nice to have this pushed back during the day. Gives you more room in the bedroom to get ready and kind of move around. This switch here, you just press it and the bed will start dropping down. Be sure before you slide in that you bring it all the way in the up position. We have storage just above that, and they do have lights underneath here. Behind me, we've got our switches. This is for kitchen. This is turning the generator off and on, as well as operating our fan. This is really nice. This unit does have a fan in it. And then we are able to turn all the lights off and then back on from this panel as well. There are outlets on each side of the bed. These RVs do have washers and dryers. We've got a broom in here as well. If you're going to be using the washing machine, please be sure to bring high efficiency soap. We suggest that you bring liquids only. It is much easier for the load if you have liquids only. If you're using this, make sure that your gray tank is in the open position. All of the water will drain out. And then you've got the dryer. The lint is located in the back, and it's important if you're on a longer trip that you do clean that out. TV in the master bedroom. When we lift this up, we have access to the DVD player. If you wanted to plug a PlayStation into here, you could do that as well. This is the ladder for your bunks, some storage. There is a hanging rack right here so you can hang longer things in here. This houses on the right. This is going to be the ladder for the upper bed for the queen. These are the sheets. And then we have extra sheets for the other beds in the living room, as well as lots of drawer storage and some drawer storage just below the master bedroom as well. In the bed area here, we've got some storage here too. Next, we're going to go into the master bathroom. This has 2 sinks and then the shower in it here. Plenty of storage space. We do provide towels, again, as well as the bedding. 2 big drawers. And then a trash can here as well for this restroom. Up on the sink, this is a 1-piece countertop. Really beautiful. I love this. And then you've got the power tower. Lots of cabinets. Your toilet paper is going to be up here. And this, we have a fan just above us. And then down below, we're going to go over how to use this toilet. It is a little bit different. This is a vacuum flush toilet. So these are going to operate a little differently. Right here, we have our fill. Press and hold to fill the bowl. Use the restroom as normal. And then it'll dump and flush, and then press and hold to dump this as well. So you're going to press and drop and hold it down. So I'm going to raise it. If I press empty, it's going to vacuum flush and bring all the water in. So this vacuums down into the black tank. On the other side of the restroom, we have a cabinet that has the toilet paper. Just above that, we have a vent to exhaust for the shower. And then below is the toilet. To flush these, this is a vacuum flush system. So you're going to press and hold for a few seconds. The bowl will fill, and then it will vacuum the waste into the black tank. This may take a few pushes to push everything down, but it is vacuuming it into the tank. On the wall here, we've got a way to turn on your water pump, turn on all of your lights, and raise and lower that fan. A linen closet. This is the latch to open the door to the shower. Please be sure to lock this before you start driving. Really big shower with a really nice rest here, like a footrest or a bench. I'm going to step inside here and show you how to use the shower head. So if you are dry camping and you don't want to use a lot of your water, what you're going to need to do is set the temperature to where you want it and rinse yourself, and then turn the water in the off position by using this knob. Wash your, rinse, do your hair, wash your body, and then when you're ready to rinse everything off, you're going to start the flow of water again without having to adjust the temperature. And this will allow you to save water when you are dry camping. Next, we're going to go over the televisions. These are smart TVs. Using the Samsung remote, we're going to click over to start scanning for channels. So go to settings, then scroll down to broadcasting and auto programming. Once that's clicked, you're going to press the start. And for us, we're going to use over the air settings because this is a digital antenna on the roof. So in each new city that you go to, you're going to want to scan for channels to see what local stations that you can pick up. These TVs can also connect to your phones. You can log into your Netflix, Hulu, and all of those sorts of things. This RV does have Wi-Fi while the bus is in motion. So while you're driving and the engine is on, you will be able to use the Wi-Fi. So right now it's showing that we've already picked up 32 channels and we're 74% finished. We're not going to let this go all the way through to the end. We're going to just press the stop on it. This TV does connect with the Bluetooth speaker above the TV. So we have a speaker here. You can connect your phones to it or the television. We're going to bring you to the cab area and show you where the television and the connections for the Bluetooth are. Just above the driver's seat, we've got the USB connections, and if you wanted to plug some things in, that would be up here. This is our DVD player and our matrix box. On the far wall, we've got the cable switch. So there's a green light. We can turn it off or turn it back on. Sometimes it's important to cycle this antenna off and on so that you can get good signal. This is where that antenna is going to be located. Now it's time to talk about some of our favorite features about this coach. So I'm going to let Lauren talk to you about what she loves about these RVs the most.
So my favorite thing in this RV are the residential appliances in here. It's very residential-like. You have the big fridge, you have a dishwasher down there, you have a washer, dryer. You have a lot of great amenities in these RVs.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It feels like home away from home. So my favorite features about this bus is that it comfortably sleeps 8. Whether you're in the Teddy model where you've got the recliners, or if you're in the Bucky model where this is a queen size bed, it seatbelts 8 and sleeps 8 and is very comfortable. We hope you enjoyed your tour and we can't wait to see you at pickup.